Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Today we have a very interesting story to dissect. Yes, but before we do so, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I want you all to listen attentively to this story. And as usual, drop your honest opinions or thoughts in the comment section for me, okay? Yeah, let's get straight into it.
Mother-in-law hates me because I made one mistake that I'm not even sure was an actual mistake, but I'm going to let you decide. I'm 32 and my husband, who is also 32, I'm going to call him Jake for the sake of this story, he works late night shifts at a convenience store. And I usually don't see him when he finishes work because I start work ridiculously early. My schedule starts at 3 a.m. so I can shower, eat, get my lunch ready, get ready for work and leave at 5 a.m. So I like to be in bed by 9 p.m. latest. The other night I was asleep and I got a message from Jake around 10:30 p.m. and it woke me up instantly because sometimes what I do when I'm going to bed without even thinking about it, I put the deadbolt on the door. It's just kind of an automatic thing. So then he gets home from work after I've gone to bed and he can't get in because the deadbolt's on. So he sends me a message, I get up, take the deadbolt off, and it's a regular occurrence. So I thought that's what was happening. But instead, he had messaged to say he was heading to the ER. He'd been having pain in his torso for over an hour at work, so he felt like it was serious enough to get checked out. And that's the thing with Jake, is he's so stubborn when it comes to going to the doctors. So if he's going, you know that he thinks it's a big deal. Then once I read that text, I got another one pretty much instantly saying, I'm going to keep you updated. And obviously I was panicked for him, but he was going to keep me updated, so I didn't get up. I didn't go to the hospital, but I was exhausted. And my alarm was only a few hours away, so I went back to sleep because I had to get up at 3 a.m. And yes, I was worried, but I figured he would update me, he would let me know what's happening, he'd come home and everything would be fine. And if it wasn't fine, he would send me a message and I would know. So I got up a few hours later to use the bathroom and he still wasn't home at that time. He actually got home around 2 a.m. And turns out he had kidney stones, which is bad, but it's not the end of the world. He survived it. So as soon as he walked through the door, I cuddled him and then we curled up in bed together. I was relieved that he was okay. I was relieved to have him home. And then he called his parents to let them know what happened and that he was okay. And that's when everything shifted. His mum was furious with me. She was asking Jake why I hadn't gone to the hospital to be with him, why I hadn't offered to pick him up. And Jake tried defending me. He said I was asleep, I have to get up early for work, but she didn't want to hear it because I just have to drop my whole life for her precious son. She said it wasn't a valid excuse and if I really cared, I would have been there no matter what. But I did pick up his prescription the next day after work. And I have been helping however I can since then. But she doesn't make a comment on that because she can only comment on the things that she sees as negative. Anyway, I don't think I've done anything wrong. I certainly don't think I'm being an asshole here. I don't think my husband thinks I'm the asshole because he did stick up for me and he hasn't said anything else otherwise. But she will not let it drop. So I thought the best thing would be to just put my story out there, and when I inevitably get comments saying that, he's a full-grown man, he doesn't need me holding his hand, I'm not his mum, I can then show those comments to her for her to then realise that actually she's being the asshole, she's being over the top, and he's not a little boy anymore.
Well, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I don't think anybody's being an asshole. I mean, this is one story that I understand everybody. I try to put myself in everybody's shoes, both the husband, both the mother-in-law, and the wife, and I can kind of relate or understand each and every of them from their angle. But what I would have done differently as a wife would be, I don't know. Let me just start with the husband anyway. I understand the husband because we have kind of the same personality, the same. Yes, we don't like hospitals. I don't like hospitals for anything. If I say I want to go to the hospital, it means I've had it up to here, and my husband knows that. He's always the one saying, "Okay, let's try and go to the hospital." I'm like, "No, let's wait it out. It's not that serious." But if it is serious and I cannot bear the pain again, we're heading to the hospital. And when we get to the hospital, I'm not the kind of person to want to bother anybody. That's just my personality. I don't want anybody be getting bothered because of me. I don't want that. But at the same time, there are some things that I expect you to do as a husband or as a wife. I don't know how to explain it, but I think you guys get what I mean. For instance, my husband drops me at the hospital or takes me to the hospital, I expect him to suggest that he's going to be there. I expect him to suggest that he wants to be there. Suggest, okay, baby, let me stay here with you. That was the same thing I was expecting from the wife. I was expecting her to just, place a call through. A text is not enough. It's not enough at all. I was expecting her to just, call him every hour. I mean, how does your husband tell you that he's in the ER and he has something as big as kidney stones, even though she said it's not big? But to me, that's quite that's quite big to me. Even though she said that, well, I don't know. But I think that kidney stones is quite a lot. I expected her, even though you don't rush to the hospital because we don't know the distance of the house to the hospital and all that, and it's late in the night and we don't know how inconvenient it might be for them. I expected her to do more. I mean, just him sending the text and all that to her and saying, okay, I'll text you when things just, if there's anything that calls for alarm, I'm going to text you. I expected her to still be on the phone, even though you're falling asleep on the phone. Just put the loudspeaker, just put it on loudspeaker. Just be there in some sort of way for your husband because this is an emergency. The hospital termed it as an emergency. So how do you fall asleep when your husband is in the emergency room? It's just somehow. Even if the husband didn't suggest, please, can you come over to the hospital? The least she could do as a wife was say, okay, can I come? At least show that you care, even if it's a little bit. I mean, you guys, then you can call in at work the next day and tell them of the new development, or tell them you're feeling sick, or tell them something. It's just a day off at work, and we all know that it's not going to harm her. Offer to come or just say, is there anything I can do? Okay, let me just stay on the call. There are little things that you can just do that in a way is not that stressful to yourself, but also it shows that you care about your partner. And it's not enough to just feel panic. He does not see your panic. He's not seeing it in any way. Did you really show that you cared? At least show it in your voice, in your phone calls, and what have you. That is what I would have expected if I was the one in the ER. Even though I don't want to bother my husband in my case, or he didn't want to bother his wife, I would have expected for some just a little sort of care. I truly understand the mother-in-law also because it's like, does this woman really understand what for better for worse is? Does she understand what in sickness and in health is? I care about my son as a mother. Obviously, I would ask. But where I thought the mother-in-law is where she kept overflogging the issue, it now seemed like, okay, she has a beef with this daughter-in-law. I mean, I would be worried for my son. I would ask him, okay, why didn't your wife, why wasn't your, what did she do in such situation? And if my son says, gives reasons like the husband did, obviously I step back because my son has said he's fine, but I would also care because if the tables were turned, if it were the wife in such situation and the husband was just sleeping at home, I know how my gender is going to take it. I know you guys should treat men in the same way that you want to be treated. The truth is that she could have done more, but she was just there waiting for him to send a text message from the ER. I mean, if I were the one, if I couldn't go to the hospital, I would be calling every hour to show that I really care. Where she says, so I have to drop my whole life for your precious son. Come on, come on. How is that dropping your whole life? Just one night. Just one night, and you say you're married. You guys, come on. It's just one night. Just how many hours that you should have even called in from work. Come on now. It's not that serious now. It's not that serious. You guys should do better. Kudos to the husband either way for still protecting his wife from his mom. Like Jake, the husband is the star of the story. Jake don't look like he has any problem. He don't be like any man that got no problem. He doesn't have any problem, honestly. I just love his persona, his personality and everything that he was in this story. He's a very mature individual, if you ask me, and this is the kind of protection that we need from men, from your family, from, even though you feel bad, at least you protect your wife first, then tell your wife how you feel. So I love Jake for that. Like I said, I feel like the wife could have done more. I'm not satisfied with what she just did. I'm not satisfied at all, because for your husband that doesn't go to the hospital to tell you that he wants to go to the hospital, you should know, you should take it as serious. You should know that it's more serious than he's even telling you. But anyway, yeah, the husband seems okay with that. Who am I? Who am I to come and start judging? I love it for them. I love their marriage. I love everything. I love the husband protecting the wife. But let me know what you guys think about all these in the comment section. There are times in marriage that you need to be selfless, because but nowadays it's almost like everybody's being selfish in marriage. Choose yourself, choose yourself. Oh, I have to go to work. Oh, I have to do this. My sleep, my that, my that. It was just one day. It was just one day. It would have done no harm. You would have done it, shown that care. You should have even still had your sleep. She would have still slept, but just be on the call. At least that's the least that you could do. Okay? Okay, please. Marriage is not it's not just about you. It's about both of you as husband and wife. Every day, choosing each other every day. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you all so much for watching today's episode. Please don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you all in another video. Bye.